What's going on, everybody? Back with another Galaxy S7 Edge video here. This is the setup process, and I have my Note 5 here on the side because there's a portion of the setup where you can actually transfer accounts over and stuff via NFC and then Bluetooth. And so I wanted to show that, as that is much more convenient than typing all your accounts in and redoing all that stuff. So first, you need to put in a Wi-Fi password or have your SIM card in. I have yet to put my SIM card in here yet, so I'm going to use my Wi-Fi. So I'll go ahead and enter that password real quick. Okay, so now it's connected to my Wi-Fi, and we'll see here coming up shortly, it's going to ask me to touch the phones. Yes. Diagnostic data. Agree to that. Okay, so while that's doing that, okay, here we go. So if you use another Android device, you can quickly copy your setup over to this one. And so go ahead and hit that. If you don't have an Android device or you don't have NFC on your Android device, then you can still use this little included adapter here and a USB cable to transfer stuff over. But anyway, so hit next. And then on this phone, I'm going to make sure my NFC is turned on, because it's going to use that, and then also make sure Bluetooth is turned on, because NFC is used to pair the phones, and then once they're paired, they create a Bluetooth connection, and then that's how stuff starts getting transferred. So let's see, place the two devices back to back until you hear a tone, and then set aside. Okay, so once you hear that tone, so it says continue setup on your other device. So for security, confirm your lock screen to continue. So hit next. And then since I have my fingerprint set up, put my fingerprint on it. Copy Google accounts, apps, and data to other device. Hit copy. We're going to hit, it's going to bring you to this screen, and you can choose to back up stuff to your Google services, whatnot, whatever. That's up to you. Once you do that, hit next. And then it's going to ask you if you want to set up a fingerprint pin. Do that later as well. Hit no. Skip anyway, yes. So obviously that's something you probably should do, is add a fingerprint. And so I'm getting all these emails over here saying, hey, you signed in from a new device. And so that's fine. So I'll go ahead and skip this anyways. But like I said, make sure you set up some sort of security on your phone at some point. Okay, so now restoring. This is the part where the actual data transfer happens. Actually, the apps don't get pushed this way. This just tells this phone what apps to download off the internet, and then it just tells the phone what accounts are on there for Google. And then, as you saw, I didn't add any additional accounts. You can do that later, or you can do it at the setup point. That's up to you. So again, this is up to you. You can accept or decline this, or if you change your mind, you can go to the Google Settings app and change it. I'll go ahead and accept for now. So I'm going to close this on this phone. It is happening. It is transferring the data. I will speed this part of the video up just to keep you from falling asleep, and then we'll see where we're at once the process is done. One note before I move on is make sure your phones are charged up as much as possible, because this process can take a little while. And if you leave them and walk away and one of them powers off, you won't get everything, and it could potentially screw up the process and not let you continue it afterwards. So just make sure both phones are fully charged up. Like I said, I'm going to speed this part of the video up. Okay, so now we're being asked for our Samsung account. I'm going to go ahead and skip this part for now. And then, so now this part, this is a little different. So the previous part copied account info, and it told the phone what apps you had, all that jazz. And that will work with any Android phones that are running Lollipop or higher. You can do that NFC pairing and transfer with. This part is for older Android phones, or like I said, if you have iPhones or Blackberries, that's what this part is for, and that's where this little USB connector comes in. I'll go ahead and connect it just so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy in here. And then let me get the USB cable. So the USB cable goes here. Oh, here we go. It's telling you supported old devices. Android 4.3 or higher. iOS 5 or higher, Blackberry 7 or lower. And then this side goes over here. So it's searching my Note 5 for content. And this does take a little while. I ran through this whole process once before just to test it out and see how it worked. So again, I'll speed this part of the video up just to save you some sanity. Okay, so now that we've run through the motions, you can choose to copy contacts, or this is what it found on my Note. Whatever device you connect, it will find different stuff. So I'm going to decide, I'm not going to copy my contacts because I can just pull those from my Google accounts. If you don't back your stuff up to Google, then you'll definitely want to do this. But I'll go ahead and uncheck that. Basically, all I'm going to copy is my settings and my messages. Images, I back everything up to Google Photos, so I'm not going to copy that either. And same with videos. So once that's done, hit transfer, and we'll say transferring content from Samsung blah blah blah, which is this guy. Do not disconnect cable. And finish. So you see the wallpapers are the same. You see restoring applications. And then this down here, this is actually the cable transfer that's happening. So again, this right here is the cable. This up here is the internet. But yeah, so again, another part of the video I will speed up, and once that's done, we'll come back here. Okay, so if you can see here, let me zoom in. So it says smart switch is complete. That means my call logs, my text messages, and my alarms got transferred over. So just want to check that. We'll check the alarms, and it's still downloading my apps, so it's dumping them over here on the edge of on the end of the app drawer. Let's go ahead and open the clock. So there's the clock. I haven't touched it other than when we did the cable transfer and whatnot. And sure enough, there's my alarms. So it worked, and I also verified off camera that the transfer of the call logs and the text messages happened as well. Very nice little feature, and again, as you saw on that screen, it should work for iPhone and Blackberry as well. But for pretty much setting it up, aside from downloading apps, which it's still downloading all the apps that are on this phone. They're still being downloaded over here. So we're done with the Note 5 for now. I'll go ahead and move him out of the way. Put that off to the side. We can disconnect this little cable now. And so the last thing to do would be to insert your SIM card and memory card, which they both actually go in the same spot, the same little SIM tray, which is up here at the top. And I'll make a quick video on that. If that's something you're unsure of how to do, then stay tuned for that. For now, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Instagram, or just leave a comment on this video or hit me up on my homepage. Until next time, good luck getting your brand spanking new S7 or S7 Edge set up. Take care.